Hello, I'm sitting here with Harm from UniCredit. And Harm, we're talking about the economic situation of the US. I've been traveling to North and South Carolina recently and talked to 20 Austrian companies there. And 19 out of 20 said the economic situation is great. They're really feeling as if, it has never been that good, their position in the US market. Is there a reason to be optimistic?
Yes, I do think that their optimism reflects what is really going on. We are seeing a good development in the global economy. The US is benefiting from that. And then on top of that, obviously, we have a stimulus from the tax reform, the attempts of deregulation. So I think overall that is reflective of what's going on in the economy. It's doing pretty well in 2018.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned tax reform. That was one of the biggest goals of President Trump. He achieved it last year. Now he's talking about infrastructure investment. What is your take on those big projects?
So yeah, obviously the tax reform was a big item on the president's agenda. It is helping some companies. We have our doubt that it is a game changer for the economy. Mm-hmm. It may spur some investment spending temporary. But we do not think that there is a big shift in overall investment decisions for companies. Mm. On the infrastructure program, I'm really skeptic, I have to say, because first of all, I don't know if the federal government is able to generate some $200 billion to pay its share, and I'm even more skeptic that it will spur additional spending from state and local governments to complement that. So overall, I'm skeptic about an infrastructure push.
Mm-hmm. 2018 looks like a good year. Is it going to be like this for the next couple of years to come?
Well, obviously the US is the biggest economy in the world, and there's nothing to really change that. So I think the US remains very attractive for foreign companies, remains a very attractive market. But from a cyclical perspective, we're a little bit more cautious. As I said earlier, 2018 looks to be a great year. But we expect some slowdown in the growth rates in 2019 and wouldn't be surprised to see a downturn in 2020. After all, we must not forget that the recovery is now almost 10 years old. It's the longest on record. So I think companies should be prepared for some increased volatility over the next couple of years. But again, overall, the US remains a very attractive market.
Another thing that was told to me when I was in North and South Carolina from many Austrian companies, also German companies actually, is that they have a problem finding local talent, engineers, machinists, tool and die makers. So they start sometimes their own dual education program with local tech colleges and bring the system from Austria or Germany one-to-one basically to the US. There is a problem apparently with the educational system.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is really the big weakness for the US also in its efforts to become a manufacturing powerhouse again, the lack of skilled workers, really. So as I said, the administration has reduced some tax rates, tries to reduce regulation, but what is really completely untackled is the lack of skilled labor. So companies have to do it by themselves, which is good for them, but I think from a macro perspective, it is totally inefficient. I think the government should take ownership of that and create a nationwide vocational training system. I think that would really help the US economy, it would help companies, and that would be more important, I think, almost than the tax cuts.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your perspective, Harm. If you have more questions, you can contact Harm at our UniCredit Bank Austria partner or Advantage Austria, your office in New York. Thank you.